The Morgan dollar ran from 1878 to 1904, 27 consecutive years, and then brought back one more time in 1921. Philadelphia, San Francisco, they struck 28. New Orleans struck 26. The fabled Carson City Mint struck 13. And at the very end, in 1921, Denver entered the fold and struck 1. Add them all together, 97 coins. Mint mark, year, variety, flow. Pretty cool. But inside of that, there are 5 errors that we all love to find. And the problem is we all love to find it, so usually we can't. Well, tonight, I have it back for a couple of minutes. That is the very first ever over on the Morgan, the O over S from 1882. So if you remember at this time in history, or from one of our other conversations on early issue Morgan dollars, the New Orleans Mint was closed right before the Civil War. It has an interesting history in its own right? The U.S. Mint, then it becomes the state of Louisiana's Mint, and then it becomes the Confederate Mint, and then it's closed after the Civil War. Right? We have the Carson City Mint starting and making coins, etc., but they just couldn't produce, and getting there was more difficult. New Orleans, a large port, the center of activity for the expansion into the West, into the Midwest. So let's reopen the Mint. Well, what they did is Philadelphia and San Francisco sent their equipment back to New Orleans, so that way 20 years later they would have appropriate equipment to strike coins. So New Orleans starts striking the coin in 1879, the Morgan dollar. However, if a die broke, they didn't have the machinery or the capability to retool a die. All they had was punches to fix something. So in 1882, they had problems. One of the dies had the O mint mark on the back, the D and the O in dollar, wasn't clean. Needed to be, it was just weak. So they basically took a San Francisco die, put it into production, and overstruck the S with an O mint mark on their punch. You can see it right here. Now, guys, let's bring up the graphic here for a second. The graphic is pretty clear. You can see it to the naked eye here. The bottom left is O, the bottom right is S. Put one over the other and just squish it. You see the S squiggly going right through the middle of the O. It is the first time in U.S. Mint history that we have a mint over a mint error or variety in the series, and it happens to be in our beloved Morgan dollars system. This happened from what people believe, the experts, the Millers, the Highfields, late in the year. So that way they didn't want to go into 1883. They were going to use and make do with what they had. So the overpunch happens. Here are just some numbers that make it interesting. In 1882, New Orleans struck a little over 6 million coins. However, the O over S in the last 40 years, NGC has only seen 4,952. Hey guys, give me a 30-second clock. I'm already tickling down to almost nothing. Why is that significant? The rarest Morgan dollar on the planet. 100,000 coins, the 1893 S. The fable we all want, right? NGC has seen 9,760 of those. Almost twice as many as this coin. And it has the stigma of being the error, the etc. That makes it so much more fun for all of us. Now, that graphic will come with the coin, but there's nothing more fun than the Morgan dollar series. There's nothing more fun than an error. The only thing that would be more fun is, well, paying only $129.95 while they last.